Hey there everybody, Reload here, and I'm bringing you another new character series for EVE Online. During my mining character series, a lot of people commented on my videos asking for the exploration series. And here it is. I am aiming to do a basic overview of the exploration career. It would have to be a bit of a different format though compared to the mining character series. With mining you are really limited to what kind of equipment you can use depending on the skills that you have trained so far. Exploration is a bit of a different beast. You're pretty much able to use all the equipment that you need for exploring as soon as you train the first skills. From then on, it's only a matter of time to train up the skills to level 4 or 5. Training up the skills makes it a little easier to explore. Things like prop strength increases and scanning time decreases, making it a much smoother and more streamlined exploration experience. But even if you don't have those skills trained up to level 4 or 5, you're not really limited from exploring any area in New Eden. So instead of going day by day breaking down the skill training into a particular plan, I will just try to concentrate on basic progression from high sec into low sec and then to wormhole or null sec. I also decided not to use a brand new character, but instead to use the character from the mining series. That is almost equivalent to using a brand new character, considering I have not trained any scanning related skills at all. In fact, on that character I've only trained mining related skills, with a few exceptions that have no impact on the exploration career. With that in mind, if you're a brand new character or have never tried exploration before, I strongly recommend doing the exploration career agent missions. Not only do those tutorial missions show you a good overview of what to do during exploration, but you also receive the basic skill books needed for exploration, along with some equipment and exploration ship. There's only 5 missions in total and they're very self-explanatory. They give a good overview of scanning the anomalies and then using the minigame to unlock the archaeology or hacking sites. At the end of these 5 missions you will get 665,000 ISK, in addition to 2 ships, including 1 exploration ship, and 3 skill books, the survey, hacking and archaeology. Train up those skills as soon as you can. After you've completed all of those tutorial missions, it's time to go and start scanning on your own. I suggest that you ditch all those civilian modules that you got during the tutorial missions, and instead buy the actual analyzers. If you're a brand new character, there's a good chance that you won't be able to fit every single module in the fit that I'm going to show you right now. But the only 3 main modules that you have to have on your ship are the core probe launcher, the data analyzer and the relic analyzer. The rest of the modules are very useful, but not 100% necessary. So let's take a look at the fit that I have right here. Alright, so the ship that I have is the Heron, which is a Caldari T1 exploration ship. That's exactly the one that I got at the end of the tutorial missions. So in the high slots I have the core probe launcher and the salvager. You may not be able to fit the salvager right away, but it's a useful mod. In the mid slots I have the micro warp drive, the data analyzer, relic analyzer, a cargo scanner, and the scan acquisition array. In the lows I have the overdrive injector. If you can't fit the overdrive injector, I highly recommend that you train the hull upgrades to level 1. That will increase the overall speed of your ship. For rigs I have the mimetic algorithm bank and the gravity capacitor upgrade. The mimetic algorithm bank makes my hacking module more powerful, and the gravity capacitor upgrade increases the overall strength of my probes. With high sec exploration, speed is the most important factor. It's a very competitive place and you want to get through all the anomalies as soon as you can, so you have to know what it is that you are looking for, specifically which kind of anomalies to concentrate on. For example, I'm usually aiming to go for the data sites or relic sites, so I ignore all other anomalies as soon as I see their description, like combat sites or wormholes. As soon as I see a data site, it's game on. You have to move as fast as possible because you never know who else is trying to go for the same site. Once you scan down the site to 100%, you can save it as a bookmark, but in high sec your best bet is to warp to it right away. When you're in low or null sec, it's a good idea to save your anomalies as a bookmark to come back to them later. But in high sec you have to move fast. Thankfully there was no competition. But even if you don't see anybody on the grid right away, that doesn't mean that somebody won't warp in later on. The hacking minigames aren't too hard in high sec. You won't encounter too many curveballs, and usually you'll be able to crack it open relatively fast. The rewards are typically random. and it just depends on how lucky you get with each particular site. It's rather tough to predict how lucrative each site will be, and in general it's very tough to estimate how much income the exploration career brings in. Unlike mining with the site yields, you're not sure how often you'll encounter good sites. You might find one in the first system you explore, or you might explore 10 different systems and not find a single one. Or if you're in high sec, you keep on running into people that outpace you. But there's always a chance that once in a while you'll hit the jackpot with exploration. This particular site wasn't too bad for high sec standards. Overall, I got close to 1.7 million ISK. I could have done the site a little bit faster if I used the cargo scanner module. The cargo scanner would tell me which containers had junk and which ones had more expensive items in it. That way I wouldn't have to waste my time hacking containers that wouldn't net me much ISK. There are times when, no matter how hard you try to scan down the anomaly, you simply can't seem to get it to 100%. There is a trick for that. Just press Shift to control the individual probes information, and try to move them closer to each other. That'll help you pinpoint the location with more precision. This trick might especially come in handy when you're just first starting out in exploration. As you train up your skills and get better equipment, you'll be able to have probes with much more strength to them. Of course, there's always a possibility of encountering the anomaly that you simply can't scan down. In that case, just bear with it and wait until your skills are trained up. The next site I visited, I actually had some competition. Another ship was on grid and my competitor actually had a head start. Here I used my cargo scanner to try to see which container to go for first. The other player, however, beat me to the good container, and I had to settle on one of the remaining 3. High-sec exploration is a good introduction to playing the hacking game. It's easy in that regard, but you definitely have to be fast, and the rewards aren't as great as they can be in low-sec or null-sec. Regardless, the kind of site that I ran just now is easily accessible to anybody who has just completed the tutorial mission. As long as you can do the basic fit of the core probe launcher, the data analyzer and the relic analyzer, you're able to do most of the high-sec sites. All the other equipment that are listed in my fit certainly make the process easier, and those modules are something to work towards. In the next episode, I'll break down my fit and explain why I'm using each particular piece of equipment, and then I'll go into detail about which skills are prerequisite in order to install those mods. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, please comment on this video if you have any questions. In addition to the planned videos, I will try to tailor the exploration series to the questions and comments I receive. I will do my best to incorporate any feedback I get into the next videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one. Safe flying out there!